Yo, what is going on, guys? Sky Knight here, and we are back with another Dokkan Battle video. And today, we got the animations, we got the kits, and we got the banners, all for the Golden Week units for the celebration. So we're going to be checking that out, right? But before I go too far, let me just say first and foremost, I slept like a sloth today. I just missed so much of the day because of sleep, and I did have some other stuff going on, so I didn't get a chance to really play Dokkan or whatnot. But I did know what the units were, right? We all knew the Super Saiyan 3 Goku was going to be one of the Dokkan Fest units. We knew Buu was going to be another one of the units, right? So we already had that understanding for those two specifically. We also knew that they were going to have some banner units involved because it's a dual Dokkan Fest kind of thing going on. And we knew that we were going to be seeing animations soon. We were going to be seeing the kits soon. We just didn't know when they were coming. We were figuring it was going to be very soon though, right? Dokkan decided to hold me. They decided to put it out as soon as I decided to go to sleep. So I just decided to go to sleep, and I just... The whole day went away. So I'm not going to worry about that too much, right? Obviously, again, we have to start off with the animations, right? The animations are what sell units when it comes for people trying to summon them first and foremost, then is the kits, right? So we're going to look at the animations first, then we're going to check out the kits for all of the units, and then we're going to look at the two banners and see how good they are for global and for JP, and generally speaking, if people should summon on them. So we'll just kind of get into all that stuff right now. That's just the layout of what this vid is going to be right now. With that being said, though, before I get too far into it, right, I just want to say, if you enjoy this type of content, right, like the animation reactions and stuff, of course, please hit the like button down below, right, and subscribe as well so you can see more vids like this in the future. Both support the channel, they support me, and I so really do appreciate it, right? I really do appreciate it, guys. With that being said, also, comment down below how you guys are liking the Golden Week celebration in terms of how it looks, right? Do you guys like the banners? Do you guys like the units? Do you think the units are hype and you would want to summon for them? Do you think it's a Golden Week celebration that you want to be invested in? Let me know down below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. With that all out of the way, though, let's go ahead and check out the animations, starting off with the animations for Majin Buu, or I guess technically this is the side banner units, so this should be Evil Buu, and this should be the Gotenks. I did find out who the side banner units were, I just didn't get a chance to actually look at their animation specifically, so let's check that out. Alright, so starting off with Gotenks, it looks like, okay, nice. Now, I think this is supposed to be Gotenks during when he fought Majin Buu, which I'm surprised they have him as a side banner unit, but I'm not going to complain, right? This is still cool, right? Victory Cannon, we'll see how it looks. Looks not too bad, I do like that, actually. Yo, oh, actually, oh, wow, okay, I do love the water effects. The water effects, I'm gonna say right now, people don't know this about me, right? Because I've only done like a handful of hits. As we're looking at Evil Buu doing a counter, that's sick. But I'm a big sucker for like water effects and hair effects. Like, I'm a sucker for the small details like that, because I don't know why, it's just something that really looks cool to me. Even like capes flowing, I'm just a sucker for that sort of stuff. As we see Evil Buu with the Kamehameha, we do see kind of a spoiler for his face, but look at there, there's the boy with the most, I don't know if that's like a definition of like, I don't know what kind of way to describe that without sounding cringe, but that face is like, that face is so funny. Bro does not care whatsoever. And if we're talking about Evil Buu was a menace, bro. he was there for a short time, but he was a menace. Alright, so that is the animations for the Gotenks and the Evil Buu, the side banner units, right? I will say, I do think, between the two, let me just say right now before I go into the other animations, right? I like Evil Buu's a tidbit more than Gotenks'. Both of them are not necessarily the craziest of animations, but they're side banner units, right? So they're not supposed to be, but they still look pretty damn good. So I am really excited to see what the main animations are going to look like for Dokkan Fest, Buu, and Goku, considering the fact that Gotenks and Evil Buu look as good as they do, right? So let's just go ahead, right? I don't know why it has to watch again here. I think it must have just played without me noticing when I went to get some water. But let's go ahead and check out the animations now. This should be for the Dokkan Fest Buu, so let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, ooh. Okay, so they're starting off with the intro, it looks like, with the Buu coming out from the ball. Yo, wait, what is this OST? Yo, this is a banger, I can already tell. This is a banger intro. This is an up-tempo one, too. No shot, they did this OST. Do you guys listen to what do you guys hear what I'm hearing? This is like some Yatek Yajirobe OST type of beat. And bro turned him into a cookie, he's gonna eat him. Damn, he just gobbled that thing in one bite. Pause. Pause on that. Oh, I knew I said that on purpose and I still did not care. That's how you know I'm wilding out right now. But bro, these OSTs are hitting right now. And now we got, ooh, okay, the revival, nice. I didn't know he was gonna revive, actually. That's pretty cool, actually. Okay, I want to wait to see what they're gonna do here, but I'm gonna say right now, Let me wait a sec to watch exactly what they're doing here. Okay. I saw enough there. This revival is so dope. I'm not gonna lie. I was a sucker for oh man, we used to the Vegeta's technique too. I can't talk about what I want to talk about because they're showing more cool stuff on top of this. And then we got the Majin Kamehameha, as I like to call it, or the pink Kamehameha, whatever. We got the Kamehameha from Boo. There we go. With the cape mechanics, the cape physics, we love to see it. Okay. I need to take a breath. I need to calm down. No, forget that. The OSTs were just bangers. The animations were bangers. The revival, they made Boo look disgusting when he comes together, and I actually do like that because I don't know. I always thought Boo looked disgusting when he parts of Boo became like little pudgy kind of things. I just thought it was so disgusting. So I really like that they kept it in that kind of design. Man, Boo looks so good. Okay, let me calm down for just a small bit and just look at Super Saiyan 3 Goku because I do have family as well. I don't want to wake them or disturb them in any way possible, so I'm going to try to contain myself here. But let's go check out Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This should be the last of the animations. Let's just see how Goku looks. And I will say right now, I do think Goku's probably going to look the best of all 4 units. I don't think I could say that with probably a great deal of confidence. But let's go ahead and see how he looks actually. I didn't even give myself a chance to pause and collect myself before I actually started the vid. But we start with the Super Saiyan 3 into the Great Ape. Nice. I do wish they kind of made the animations for the circle there a bit better. But, ooh, they're panning out too. Yo, that's hard as hell. This is so clean. Okay. I wonder what they're going to do for this exactly. I mean, we'll have to see, I guess. But... okay, so we're going to beam. Instant Transmission Meteor Crush is the name of the move. That is a mouthful, but that looks so sick. That looks so sick. And then this, is he doing a nullification here? What is he? Oh, is it? Oh, it's a Ki Blast. Okay, it's a Ki Blast counter he's doing. Damn, okay. So we got 2 Ki Blast counters in this whole kind of celebration. Yo. Why didn't they say that actually low-key for the intro? I don't know why they didn't put that. I didn't even think about that. Yo, that's a clean shot right there. That's a thumbnail-worthy shot. I'm going to say that right now. Yo! Hold up. I don't want to spend too much long on the animations, right? There's a lot to talk about in this vid. But can we just talk about this? Going from the Kamehameha into a shot of it just leaving the earth. And that's a shot I don't think we've seen from Dokkan before. So that is just so clean. Into it's just disappearing in space. Yo, that's clean, and I assume they probably has a KO screen for that, but oh my god, that's so fire. Yeah, they definitely did a bit, they did better with Goku's animations, but I still like Boo's animations. I'm not gonna lie, I like Boo's animations. Boo's animations, to me, I think they're just a tidbit worse than Goku's, and I don't say that to hate on Boo, I just say that to hype up Goku, because both are just fire. But anyways, you know, we did get that kind of talked about here. Let's go ahead and check out the kits themselves, right? Alright, so first things here, the kit we got to start off with, right, is going to be one of the side banner units. So we got the Pure Evil Majin Buu. He leads Majin Power 130%. I have not seen the kit, so I am going to be kind of seeing this for the first time, really. But Majin Power 130%, massively raises attack for 4 turns. Okay, that's all well and good. And causes supreme damage, so okay, nothing too crazy. Passive, Threat of Pure Evil. Ki +1, attack and defense 40%. And chance of performing a crit, and chance of evading enemy attack +10% per Majin Power category ally on the team. And if all allies are in the Majin Power category team, then launch an additional guaranteed super attack, and all attacks become crits. I'm not a big fan of that part. I mean, I do see like someone here probably is going to talk about, yeah, there he goes, man's garbage. I did hear things like that. I didn't really see what they were talking about here, but yeah, I mean, this part, the first part of it is not it's not that great. I mean, 70% chance to dodge is nice. 70% chance to crit / technically guaranteed crit and an additional, that's nice. But the stats, man, the stats are abysmal. 40% right there. I have to see what the rest of the passive is about to do here, and we'll see obviously in a second. But 40% to start, that is not good enough to me. I have to see something really happening for this Buu here. Launches an additional super, or sorry, I already talked about that. Plus an additional attack and defense 60% when performing a super. Okay, we'll definitely take that. Plus an additional 60% attack if HP is 60% or more. Okay. Recovers 5% HP at the start of turn, just flat out. plus an additional 5% HP when HP is 80% or less, and recovers an additional 10% HP on top of that when HP is 40% or less at the start of turn. So he's going to be basically healing from 5% up to 20% of your HP. That's nice, that and the dodging and whatnot, but the stats, you know, again, even with the super and even with the 60% attack boost from the HP and whatnot, you're still getting 100% boost to his defense and 160% boost to his attack. That's still not good enough, even if he is massively raising his attack, as you see here from his super, for 4 turns. That's still not good enough. And then also survives KO attacks up to once within a turn when HP is 40% or more. Okay, let me just say this right now, because I've never said this in a vid yet. The concept of surviving a KO attack, while in principle seems good, this actually sucks. And the reason why is because there are not that many events, especially difficult events, where the opponent, the big boss or whatever, is putting out the KO attack in the final attack in the turn, right? They are usually doing it in the first kind of slot. So unless you're in a position, right, where the very last hit the Boo takes is the KO attack, and then Boo does an attack and he kills the opponent, kills the boss, right? Or unless Boo is in the third slot and the very last attack he takes then is the KO attack, this whole surviving KO attack kind of idea here doesn't really work, right? Because, okay, say we put Boo in the first slot and somehow he just manages to tank the KO attack from Beast Gohan, for example, hypothetically speaking, right? Which I doubt it will happen based on the fact that his passive is so low stats-wise, but let's just say he did. Beast is going to do another normal right after, and that is going to kill him, because when people survive KO attacks in this game, they don't survive with not over 9,000 HP or something, right? They survive with 1 HP, so the next attack, it doesn't matter if it does 20 damage or 80 or 1,000, it is going to kill them. So the surviving KO thing, it's not a great mechanic. I'm glad they have it, it's better than nothing, but it's not that great. High chance of nullifying Ki Blast supers directed at character and countering with tremendous power, and recovers HP with sweet treats. That part is interesting, because, okay, so the sweet treats thing reminds me of, like, the Kid Buu Dokkan events way back in the day, when they used to, like, change some of the orbs to sweet treats and whatnot, and it would mess up your ki for your teams and whatnot, but you could still kind of work your way through it. That's kind of what it reminds me of, so I don't know if that's what they are trying to intend for this unit to kind of work with. But okay, I don't want to hate on a unit, but I just don't think this unit has too many great things going in its corner. We'll have to see what it can do, what they can do, or we'll have to see what Evil Boo can do, I should say. But I don't know. Right now, I'm not really feeling it. I'll have to see how the others kind of look in comparison. But before we do that, let's go ahead and check out the categories here. So 8 categories in total, right? Majin Power, Majin Buu Saga, Transformation Boost, Artificial Life Form, Kamehameha, Power Absorption, Worldwide Chaos, and Sworn Enemies. I'm actually kind of happy that he's on some of these categories, because some of them do need help, right? Like Sworn Enemies, like Power Absorption to a small degree. Worldwide Chaos could do with some boost there, Majin Power. So I'm glad he's on them, but I mean, yeah, the fact that you really benefit from him being only on Majin Power, and the fact that he doesn't even have that many great benefits aside from being on a Majin Power team entirely, that really doesn't really speak well to his value to me personally. I am kind of skeptical on how good he is going to be, but I don't want to kind of be too negative on that. Let's just go ahead and get into hopefully a more positive note with the physical Gotenks here, it looks like. So physical Gotenks leads Hybrid Saiyans and does stats 130%, kind of same thing as the sub lead for the Evil Boo. And he massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Okay, so that's actually nice. That, I want to say, is the same kind of design as the 18 key for the LR physical Evoken. So I do like that, especially because he's a physical unit, so if he gets an additional from the Hidden Potential system, which you automatically get a free boost to his ability to do an additional, since he's a physical unit. But if he can get an additional, right, the procs, then he gets another massively raising kind of stack to his attack and defense. That can be pretty good, right, depending on how the passive is. Alright, so let's check out the passive then. So Hope Entrusted by Goku, attack and defense 177%. And there you go, we already have a greater stat kind of setup than with the Evil Boo. there you go. And a great chance of Ki plus 7, that's interesting. Okay, I let me not kind of focus on that too much, because that one's kind of weird. Let me kind of go forward and I'll come back to that. Plus an additional attack and defense 77% when performing a super, okay, nice. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super, okay. Great chance of dodging an enemy's attack for 7 turns from the start of the character's entry turn, and a high chance of dodging an enemy attack starting from the 8th turn onward. Okay, that's kind of, I think that's the same kind of design as the STR LR UI Goku. So, I mean, it sucks that you lose the chance to dodge slightly, but at the same time, is still a chance to dodge, so that's nice. Plus an additional attack and defense 77% as the second or third slot unit in a turn, okay. And plus an additional attack and defense 20% increase up to 77% with each attack evaded, including supers, and chance of performing a crit increase of 20% up, all the way up to 77% with each super attack performed. Damn, this unit feels like he's going to be very good. And here's why. Compared to Boo, the Evil Boo, right? Evil Boo is limited in the fact that you want to put him on a full Majin Power team in order to get the chance to dodge, in order to get him a guaranteed additional super, in order for him to do guaranteed crits or whatever. You need him on that team. And aside from that, there are a lot of things that hurt him in terms of his stats and whatnot. His stats are a lot left to be desired in terms of what his passive does for him. Gotenks, what he does is he's massively raising his attack and defense for one turn in his super, right? So that's one thing worth noting. He already starts off with, let's just round up, right? Let's just call it 180% to his stats. He already starts off with that. Then he gets another 80% when he does a super. Then he gets another 80% as the second or third slot unit in a turn. Then he gets another 80% once he dodges 4 attacks basically in the match, right? Because 20% increase, so up to 77% means you have to dodge 4 attacks with Gotenks here. But okay, so if we add it all up, right? 80% from the dodging, plus 80% from the second/third slot kind of mechanic there, so 2 there, plus the 80% from the super, plus 180% from the kind of general passive that he already has built in, like his already built-in stats. That, unless my math is wrong, that's 240 plus 180, so that should add up to 420% to his stats. A bit less than that, but still, 400% to 420% to his stats. That is insane. That is actually crazy. So his stats are going to be insane. He's going to be stacking himself, right? Because he massively raises his attack and defense for one turn. Plus, he has that great chance, or he has not a great chance. Actually, no, he does. Sorry, he launches additional that has a great chance of becoming a super. I was reading the great chance for evasion part, but he does have a great chance to do a super attack on his additional. So that could be a second kind of massively raising stack to his attack and defense. Plus, you could get his hidden potential kind of additional to proc, so he could get potentially 3 super attacks that massively raise his attack and defense, which could already be insanely high if you put him in the second or third slot, if you have already dodged enough attacks. This unit I feel like this unit is going to be actually insanely good. I don't know if he's going to be probably the best side banner unit. I think there's some contention for that with the Golden Frieza from the 9th anniversary, who was the Dokkan Fest kind of side banner unit for LR Broly. But this Gotenks is, I don't think people should sleep on this Gotenks, if anyone is, because this Gotenks, he kind of goes crazy. I'm going to say, I think he's going to be doing some crazy kind of numbers, and he's going to be doing some crazy things in general. But, okay, so let's look at the categories. So, Hybrid Saiyans, Fusion, Majin Buu Saga, Youth, Special Pose, Rapid Growth, Connected Hope, Gifted Warriors. Oh my god, this is a lot of categories he's in. I mean, okay, let me just hear. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 categories Gotenks falls into, some of which are a lot better than others, right? Like Hybrid Saiyans is actually doing pretty good if you think about the fact that Beast Gohan is a part of that kind of team, obviously, and even though he doesn't lead it, he can just easily work into it. Majin Buu Saga obviously is eating really good right now, especially because Golden Week celebration is focused around that theme. Youth was doing really good recently with the Int Gotenks EZA and the Super EZA for Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Special Pose just got a big buff over the last few weeks of the month of April. So, yeah, I mean, this Gotenks is going to be doing a lot, man. This Gotenks is going to be... This Gotenks is going to be good. I think he's going to be really, really good. Alright, let's go ahead and check out now... okay, yeah, so let's check out the Majin Buu. So, this is Extreme Int Majin Buu, who technically is also called Majin Buu Good, which I still don't understand why they would do that. I feel like just calling Majin Buu is fine enough, but okay, we'll go with it, right? So, reduce super power of the lead there, but actually let me go to here so we can see the full thing, right? So, okay, so Majin Buu Saga, Sworn Enemies, or Story Figures, all 3 categories, 170% stats, plus an additional 30% for Worldwide Chaos and Resurrected Warrior. Buu basically leads Majin Buu Saga, which is a great category right now. In fact, I will say, before these units came out, I was of the opinion that Majin Buu Saga was of the potential of usurping superheroes. We'll have to see if they actually do, and we'll have to see what the kits for Buu and Goku do in order to kind of determine how good the potential is. But if he's leading already one great category, he's also leading 2 mediocre categories, right? Which is the point I want to make, is that Majin Buu Saga is good, Sworn Enemies is not, Stored Figures is not. So he's leading those 2, plus Worldwide Chaos kind of boost there. That's nice. I wouldn't say that's necessarily crazy important, but appreciated. And Resurrected Warrior category, that's pretty nice too, actually. I'm not gonna lie. And then the super attack effect, so raises defense, so he's stacking defense, and then he greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage. So nothing too crazy, but raised defense, that's really nice, especially if you're trying to take him in long fights. So I do like that, actually. Passive skill Majin Beyond Comprehension, so activates the intro animation and recovers 10% HP at the start of his turn for the rest of battle. Damn, that's actually really good. Plus, he recovers an additional 10% HP on top of that for the first 5 turns from the character's entry, when there is another Majin Buu Saga category ally on the team upon his entry. So we did see in the producer letter that both Goku and Buu were going to have intros, and to do them, you would want to bring a Majin Buu Saga category ally to their teams. Now we can see that for sure in the passive. But the passive, to start, the intro looks pretty good. I mean, nothing too crazy, but a guaranteed 10% HP recovery throughout the entirety of a battle, that can be really good, especially if you're finding yourself struggling to get good ore placements and all that stuff, which typically doesn't happen now if you're running really cracked teams. But if you do find it, I mean, the HP recovery is not going to hurt whatsoever, so that's really nice. Ki +2 and attack and defense 150%, plus an additional attack and defense 150% when performing a super, so that's really good, 300% in total between those 2 things there. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super, nice, especially because he's stacking. Guards all attacks when HP is 50% or more at the start of turn, okay. Recovers 10% HP at the end of turn, and if HP is 30% or less at the end of turn, recover an additional 10% HP on top of that, nice. Revives with HP fully recovered when the character is KO'd once only. Okay, so the thing about the revival thing is that, unless I'm mistaken, that is the same way as the LR physical metal cooler carnival kind of LR unit has his revival work, right? So for the LR metal cooler, if memory serves, and I'm almost confident that this is correct, that metal cooler had a revival mechanic where that revival was not limited by any condition. You could have it work in turn 1, and what would basically happen is, as long as you killed that metal cooler, his revival would activate. But if you killed the other 2 units in the turn, then the revival would not activate. So the fact that it's the same kind of design here with Buu, I do like that. I also do kind of hate it, because that means you could easily kind of misjudge when to kind of trigger your revival, so you could make a bit of a mistake there. But the fact that it's just easy to activate, that's really nice, of course. Survive KO attacks up to once within a turn. I already said what I have to say about that. I did my whole mini rant. I'm not going to talk about it any longer. Plus an additional attack and defense 100%. Guards all attacks and launches an additional super, guaranteed, starting from the turn in which the character or an ally's revival skill is activated. Recovers HP with Sweet Treats. Okay, so he has the same kind of Sweet Treat thing as the Evil Buu. But also, so actually he gets a lot from any sort of revival being worked into his team. So he gets the stat boost, right? He gets guaranteed guard for all attacks regardless of HP. He gets a guaranteed additional, which does help because he's stacking defense again, right? And I believe, unless I'm mistaken, he also is gaining the ability to survive KO attacks, which I've already said what I have to say about that again. I'm not a big fan of it, but he is gaining that. So again, better to have that than to not have it at all, even though I personally don't think it's really worth anything. But, his passive looks really good. Dokkan has this history of making extreme class units not as good as super class units, and maybe that is the case for Goku, we'll see in a second, but they did a really good job with this Buu in terms of making him a good unit, in my opinion, between the HP recovery, between his stats, between his ability to stack defense, between the ability of him to get his revive so easily, between him getting additional boosts for a revival being triggered, and it doesn't even have to be his revive, but just any revive. This unit is pretty good, I gotta say. He's really, really good. If we look at the categories, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 categories he's in. And Majin Buu Saga, Sworn Enemy, Stored Figure, Worldwide Chaos, and Resurrected Warrior. So those 5 are under the lead, so we kind of expected that, of course, right? Transformation boost, though, Time Travelers, Artificial Life Form, nice. Kamehameha, Majin Power, Power Absorption, Gifted Warriors, Legendary Existence, and Powerful Comeback. We actually love to see it, especially because some of these ones, like Legendary Existence, right? Sworn Enemies, Stored Figures, they need some help badly. So Buu I think Boo's going to do a lot for those categories, especially because he's not really limited in his passive other than you want him to have Majin Buu Saga ally for his intro specifically. But okay, so let's look at the active too, because I forgot to mention that. So the active is his Candy Beam with the most hilarious OST of all time this year, so far at least. But it can be activated after the character's revival skill has been done, or starting from the 7th turn from start of battle once only. Okay, so the 7th turn thing, that's very easy to proc. This one is a bit trickier, because from basically what it sounds like, you can only activate it on this sort of concept if the Buu in question is the one who does his revival. So say you have two kind of Boos, right? You take your Buu and then you have the friendly Buu. If the friend Buu dies and gets their revival to proc, your Buu is not going to necessarily get the active skill available to them, from my understanding at least, because the one who got their revival skill, their revival activated, was the friend Buu. So the friend Buu would have their active skill, you on the other hand would not, and you would have to wait for your Buu to have the 7th turn pass in order for his active skill to be available. So not necessarily the end of the world, but compared to the passive, where, like, if we go back to the passive, right, he gets these kind of boosts to his passive at the very end here, regardless if it's this character or an ally's revival skill. The kind of limitation, the extra kind of nuanced limitation for the active skill is a bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world, right? It's not a big deal. Massively raises attack, right? Okay, ultimate damage to enemy, delays single targeted enemy attack for 1 turn, changes all key spheres to cookies, and for 1 turn, key plus 12. Okay, not too bad. Obviously, I guess changing key spheres to cookies means you get the sweet treats, then you get the HP recovery, so that's all well and good. But okay, so let's go ahead and check out now. So we got to the last unit here, but certainly not the least, right? It's going to be the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So he's Super AGL, okay. So kind of same thing as Gotenks, where he gets automatically guaranteed like boost to his additional and his hidden potential, even if you just pull 1 copy of him. But if we look here, so Majin Buu Saga looks like Otherworld Warriors in Accelerated Battle, and then he greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and immense damage to the enemy. So full lead, right? So Majin Buu Saga, right? Otherworld Warriors or Accelerated Battle, 170% plus 30% for Kamehameha or time limit categories. Not too bad, actually. It's the same kind of thing as Buu, actually, where both of them lead a good category, right? Majin Buu Saga. Then both of them lead 2 other crappier categories, Otherworld Warriors and Accelerated Battle for Goku here, and for Buu it was, again, Sworn Enemies and Stored Figures. So I do like that they allow these 2 units to kind of bring up some of the more crappy categories into like some sort of viability, I would like to say. Even though I don't think those teams are still that good anyways, but it's still something, right? And then if we look at the passive, so buying time at all costs. So intro animation, once it activates, chance of performing a crit increases by 50% for 5 turns from the start of the character's entry, and reduces damage received by 90% upon character entry, and with each turn passed, damage reduction rate minus 15%. No more than 90% when there is another Majin Buu Saga ally on the team. That's pain. So basically this Goku has a boost to crit, which I wouldn't say is the biggest deal in the world. I mean, it's nice, but it's not the biggest thing for him to get. The biggest thing is the damage reduction, and basically the way the math is working out. By the time you get to the 6th turn, right, with each turn passed, so by the time you get to the 6th turn, his damage reduction from the intro is going to be gone. So the 90% is going to come down to 0. So that really does suck. Especially because if we compare it to Buu, right? Buu at least has some part of his intro that is guaranteed. Like, it's not going away. It stays for the rest of the battle. Goku, on the other hand, he doesn't have anything like that, so that really does suck. But that's kind of a minor thing. I guess it's still nice for him to have damage reduction at such a high level to begin with. So I'm not going to hate on it too much, right? But let's go ahead. So key plus 2 and attack and defense 150%, plus an additional 150% when performing a super, same like Buu. Reduces damage received by 5% with each super done up to 30%. So 6 supers and you get 30% damage reduction. That's nice. Medium chance of performing a crit. Okay. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. Okay, nice. When there's another Majin Buu Saga ally in that same turn, plus an additional defense 100% and guards all attacks as the first slot unit, and an additional 100% attack, and launches a guaranteed additional super as the second or third slot unit. Okay, let me finish off the passive, then I'll come back to that. So, and then finally, the high chance to nullify Ki Blast supers and counter with tremendous power. This Goku feels a lot more, not a lot more, but he does feel a bit more condition limited, right? Obviously, this whole kind of thing at the bottom here where you want to have another Majin Buu Saga ally in the same turn for him to get guaranteed guard and defense boost or an attack boost and a bonus to his additional, that does kind of hurt. I'm not gonna lie, that does hurt. Even though, realistically, some of the best units that he would want to run with are going to be Majin Buu Saga units. Just straight up, not even because of the team, but just because some of the best units in the game are Majin Buu Saga units. It makes sense that you would want to run him with those units. So it's not the worst thing, right? It could be worse. They could say like, oh, you have to run him with accelerated battle. But I don't know. I mean, I still am not a big fan of category limitations like that necessarily, especially when you're trying to make use of a unit in different teams that don't necessarily have those other kinds of units. So that's at least my feeling on it. But okay, so I will say this, and I forgot to go back to Gotenks, I think, to talk about him. But let me start with him, right? So Gotenks here, the thing about Gotenks was that he had this great chance of Ki +7. And the weird thing about it is, if you talk about a unit who is a UR, who gets a super attack at 12 Ki, the question is, why the heck would you, as a team, include a great chance of Ki +7 when a unit is going to probably be under a lead that has 2 Ki +3 leads, right? Just say you take 2 of the Super Saiyan 3 Gokus, that's Ki +3 from both sides, so Gotenks will get 6 Ki off rip, plus he has great links right here, right? So Shocking Speed, Over Flash, and I believe Fused Fighter 2, all three I believe give Ki, to Gotenks. So between those 3 and between the 6 Ki, he should automatically get a super. Why do you want to give him a great chance to do Ki +7 on top of that? That really doesn't make sense. But here's what I'm going to say about this. We saw in the timeline, and I wish I had the timeline I could show right now, but the timeline showed that we were going to be working towards the sync between Global and JP. It also told us that they were going to be trying to implement mechanics to help promote team diversity, especially in terms of facing different sorts of content within the game. I think this is an example of what they're talking about, right? So Gotenks, obviously, even if he had no links whatsoever, let's just say, Gotenks off the 6 Ki from the leads, plus the 7 Ki, he should already have more than enough Ki for the super. And then, of course, if you include links, then he should get even more than that. But I think this idea of adding great chance of Ki +7 is because you want to take this Gotenks into potentially an event that they might create where you will not have as much Ki as you usually have. So a good example of this, I guess, is Burst Mode right now. So Burst Mode challenges, there's a kind of extra challenge you could tack on yourself where you reduce the amount of Ki for all of your units in the team to basically get more points, right? And you could score higher in the Burst Mode. If they do the same kind of concept in some sort of Red Zone event or some sort of really difficult content, or even just a general challenge, then you would want to probably bring this Gotenks, right? Because say you go into an event, and right now Gotenks starts with 6 Ki, maybe the event has this, like a weird stipulation where all of your units lose 4 Ki right off the bat. Well, then now Gotenks not only needs his links, but then he needs that great chance of Ki +7 to proc. So I think that's what they're trying to showcase with that specifically. And I think this is actually a similar kind of thing with the Buu and the Goku, because I did say Goku's intro was a bit worse than Buu, and I do still stand by that, but if we look at Buu, right? Buu is designed to be a character that lasts for a long time. And he raises defense, he does all this stuff, so he should be able to last for quite a while. Whereas if we go in comparison here to Goku, Goku is designed, it seems like, to last for a short while, right? He is similar to LR AGL Frieza and God of Destruction Toppo, where he starts off with a high damage reduction and then he eventually loses that. And yes, he does regain some of it through his supers, but he still loses some. So it feels like they made Goku to be designed to work for short-term fights, whereas Buu they designed to work for long-term fights. So I think this is kind of going into this idea of Dokkan just trying to create more diverse content to promote the use of different units in the game. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just a decision by Dokkan to kind of diversify the two units, make them feel very different, which obviously they are very different, between Buu being a very durable unit and seems like a very long-lasting unit in terms of survivability, while Goku is right away, right off the bat, going blow for blow, just going right into it, and then as time goes on, he gets a bit weaker. I think they are trying to design them to be different, but I think it's more so for the purpose of trying to promote team diversity for different events. At least that's my kind of take on it. Let me know what you guys think about that. Maybe that's a bit of a reach, But I like to think that that's what they're going for, and if that is what they're going for, I'm actually excited, because that means there are going to be a lot of unique kits being made for all sorts of units. But alright, so now that we got through the kit breakdowns and whatnot, let me go ahead and check out the banners. So we do have here the JP banner here. It doesn't say, but this is the JP side of things, and how the JP banners look. And we do have the global banners as well for Super Saiyan 3 Angel, Goku, and Fat Buu. And first things first, we gotta talk about it. Buu looks like a menace for his SSR art. But Goku, man, Goku looks like the boy. Like, Goku is giving off that I'm him energy, and it's because he knows he's him. Like, there is no question. But as far as the banners are concerned, we look at, let's start off with Buu, right? So this is the JP side of things again, right? So we start off with Buu. We have the Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Hirudegarn Wrath of the Dragon campaign, which global, you guys just had that happen for you. But JP, we haven't had that happen since, I think, a couple months before New Year's happened for 2024, so it has been a minute since we got this unit, so he's back now. We do have Tech Orange Piccolo, a very good unit, especially in the superheroes. Int Piccolo Jr., like the GOAT when it comes to World Tournaments, so definitely want to pick him up. And then we have Buu, which makes sense that he will be the banner unit for this Evil Buu. So Evil Buu there, or did I call Fat Buu Evil Buu? We have Evil Buu as the banner unit for Fat Buu is what I mean to say, so it makes sense that they do this for JP, I guess. If we look at the other one, I guess, though, that means then, yeah, so we see kind of the similar kind of design here. So Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the banner unit right there, right, with Goat Tanks. We have LR Physical Ultimate Gohan, who goes into Beast Gohan. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. You can tell my brain just decided to collapse there. We have Beast Gohan there, the OG one, and then we do have the 23rd World Tournament Goku, who was the counterpart to that Piccolo Jr. So we do have them as well. And then we do have Hirudegarn, who's the other Super Saiyan 3 Goku's counterpart there. So, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what other SSRs they have hiding behind these 5 in the banners. But I actually do like the banners. I mean, let me look at the global ones, and then I'll say what I have to say. But if we look at the global ones, okay, so global ones, the only notable difference here is the addition of, in this case, the end of 6th year physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku. And I guess on the Goku side is what? Or no, it's actually not Buu, it is the Tech Super Trunks. So, that makes sense. I mean, you guys obviously just got Wrath of the Dragon, so I don't think anyone was expecting you guys to get Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Hirudegarn again. But, I don't know, at the same time, okay, here's what I'm gonna say. And actually, let me go and pull into the Majin Buu saga to kind of talk about my point here. Right now, we can all agree that Superheroes is the best team, right? Once the Goku and the Buu drop and all of these units, once the EZAs come as well, which we are expecting, of course, the EZAs for the Super Saiyan 2 Goku along with the Tech Vegeta, right? We are expecting those 2 EZAs to happen. I'm expecting the sub-EZAs as well for Gohan and Dabura to happen. Maybe they'll do something else as well, like the Tech Buu right here. Maybe they'll do his EZA. Maybe they'll do Vidal's, or who knows. But once we see what the EZAs look like, and once we see how the overall kind of team works with the new Golden Week units, I think I will be confident in saying the Majin Buu saga is the better team than Superheroes as a whole. And the reason why I say that in terms of a category is because Majin Buu saga still has a lot of great units that are due for EZAs, right? You know, we're talking about it. We have the physical Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, right? He needs an EZA. Buu, I just mentioned, he needs an EZA. Vegeta, Goku right there, Videl, Tech Ultimate Gohan there. They all need EZAs. So it is a long time coming. Even, you know, physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku, who is on the global banner, of course, he needs an EZA. STR Kid Buu. There's so many EZAs that still need to happen. So I think for that reason, I am of the opinion that I'm of the expectation that the Golden Week units are going to be really good. And my opinion is that once they come out, and once we get the EZAs that are part of the celebration, we can all confidently say that Majin Buu Saga is a better category than Superheroes at this point in the game. But as far as talking about the banners themselves, right? So let me talk from the global side, because global, you guys have a much harder challenge. Because you still haven't synced up with us. So you still are expecting the 9th anniversary to happen, which of course includes Beast Gohan, which includes the Gammas, Broly, Gogeta. all the stuff that we know and love from the 9th anniversary. The only thing you guys don't have is going to be the EZAs for the STR Super Vegito and the physical Boo tanks, right? Because for JP, these two EZAs here between the Vegito and the Boo tanks, they came for us at part 3 of the anniversary, and they're actually going to be coming for you guys on Global during this whole Golden Week celebration. So I guess the question will be, what will we get for the 9th anniversary? Or not what will we get, but what will you guys get for 9th anniversary on Global? And I think for part 3, what they'll probably do, if I'm thinking into the minds of the devs, it will probably be some sort of effort from them to just throw in a sort of quote-unquote fodder DFE, fodder Dokkan Fest unit, just to kind of help promote the sync. Because right now, everyone's kind of waiting for us to kind of push towards the sync, and things have been happening that have been kind of all pushing us in that direction. But I think that's what they're going to do for part 3 of the anniversary. But with that said, of course, you know, the question still remains, do you save for the anniversary or do you spend on the Golden Week celebration? You know, we have some people saying, like, I will wait for worldwide celebration, and this is on the global side of things, of course, right? So people are not necessarily happy with the banner. And especially, you know, if you're looking at the Boo one, I will say, they really hoed Boo by putting this Goku in here. This Goku and this Super Trunks are not on the same league, so they should not have put those two together in terms of like swapping them out for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Hirudegarn. That was a poor call, in my opinion. But maybe they could put like Kale or something, I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, it's the way I look at it is, if you're just starting out and if you're trying to make the best call for yourself, and you're not necessarily worried about summoning for like cool units or whatnot, you're trying to do the best for your account, whatever. I don't like to tell this to people because I don't want to kind of force people in a direction. But I will say, if you're a new player especially, and you're trying to just start off strong, you really got to wait for the anniversary. And I say that knowing that I'm going to summon on this banner, on the JP side of things, of course, because that's where I play Dokkan. But I'm going to summon on these banners as much as I can. But if you're a new player, the 9th anniversary, as far as the 4 banners are concerned, the Carnival banners and the 2 Dokkan Fest banners, those banners give so many more units that I think at this point in the game are much, much better than the overall collective teams that these 2 banners have here for Boo and for Goku. Now, that isn't to say that Goku and Boo are bad, right? I think both of them are quite good. I think Gotenks is quite good. I think the evil Boo has a lot left to be desired. But Tech Orange Piccolo is nice, of course. LR Ultimate Gohan, I guess, is nice, especially because if you get Beast Gohan, you could pair him up, and that works pretty decently, I guess. But other than that, you know, like, the 23rd World Tournament Goku is not the same anymore after the meta shifts, and he's still decent, but he is able to get exposed a lot more now. Super Trunks is also not someone I would say is very trustworthy in terms of the hard content in the game. And the biggest culprit of this whole kind of thing I'm about to say, that I've been saying actually, is this Super Saiyan 2 Goku here. This Goku is not good, especially right now. Until he gets his EZA, he is a major liability as far as like building the most elite teams are concerned. So I don't mean to knock on him, I actually love the unit, but it's just a fact of the matter that he needs an EZA if he is going to be on this sort of banner. But, you know, if you're someone who has already, you know, a good Majin Buu team, and if you have a lot of stones and you can afford to do it, and you already, again, you've played it well you've already spent a good time in the game, and you have like a good deal of Majin Buu Saga units, like the good ones, right? Like, for example, you have Buu tanks, you have Super Vegito. If you have that in Gotenks, you have AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, right, with their Super EZAs. If you have units like that, I would say then you maybe want to consider one rotation or something like that. Maybe 1 or 2 multis for each of the banners, and then call it there. Because I still think 9th anniversary is where you should save your stones if you're trying to get the biggest bang for your buck. But if you're someone who wants to summon for these units and you can afford to do so, and you have the teams that would benefit from these 2, particularly, right, Boo and Goku, along with Gotenks, then you might as well go and get them. Or at least try to go and get them, and don't, you know, go for broke, but maybe, you know, 50 stones here, 100 stones on this banner, and then the same thing for the Majin Buu banner, whatever works best for you. Now, the JP side of things, the question is a bit different, because we do not have to worry about some sort of anniversary. We don't even care about that sort of stuff, because it's already happened for us. We are just moving forward every day. So, for us, we don't have to worry about anniversary saving, And we also don't have to worry about a mid unit like the Super Saiyan 2 Goku the Global has right now, or Super Trunks, which I wouldn't even say is mid in comparison, but he's not necessarily that good, I would say, in comparison to even Super Saiyan 3 Goku here, or Hirudegarn, or as some people call Hirudegoat. But at the same time, I understand that a lot of people are probably going to want to skip this banner, because realistically, we don't have to go for this banner, because there are going to be easy A's that come, there's going to be a lot of things that come that help this team anyways, right? Between the Tech Buu Easy A potentially happening soon, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, we'll already have a pretty decent Majin Saga team that we don't need to necessarily summon on these banners. However, me personally, I'm going to summon on them because I believe that this is the start of them trying to promote diversity in teams to help kind of defeat various stages. So the fact that you have Buu built what it seems like for long stages like Red Zone Boss Rush, and then you have Goku built for short-term fights, like for example, I guess the Fused, or not the Fused, but the Merged Zamasu, Dismal Future kind of Red Zones. The way that they built them like this, or the fact that they built them like this, I guess, just speaks to me in the sense that this is a banner I will try to go for sure. That's the way I want to describe it. Even though I did pull up the global side, this is the one I'll be going for with the JP, with Hirudegarn, and for Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Anyways, with that all being said, that's going to do it for the vid. If you liked it, of course, hit the like button down below and subscribe as well so you can see more content like this in the future. Both support the channel, and I really, really do appreciate it, guys. And also comment down below what you guys think about the Golden Week celebration. Do you like the units? Do you hate them? Do you plan to even summon for these units on the global or JP side of the game? I'm curious as to what you guys have to say about all of that. So, of course, comment that down below. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one.